Hello everyone, welcome to a very special Professionally Unprofessional podcast. I'm joined once again by two of my closest friends in the world, Mr. Reese Imalak in the middle.
Hello everyone.
And Mr. Elliot Chapman on the right.
You ready for some bullshit?
Yeah, that's something we should just have as our next slogan. Anime Amigos, you ready for some bullshit?
No, I prefer my Jackbox joke broken, covered in jizz.
That's made the cut.
Especially because Ali was having connection issues, so all we just heard was blank jizz. Thank God.
Oh God.
Oh, God.
It's hilarious. I actually think that made it funnier.
Yeah.
So, obviously, it was the Game Award nominations earlier this week. So, I think we all kind of went in with a bit of anticipation and dread because we weren't quite sure how it was going to turn out. And spoiler alert, I don't think we're really happy with the nominations as a whole.
I think we went in with more dread, to be honest, or should I say more Metroid dread?
Do-do-do-do! For the record, Elliot is doing a cringy dance, and Alfie, Reese's dog, is trying to crawl all over him.
I know, because he's a sleepy puppy.
Just like my dad's dog, Lulu.
So, incidentally, we are skipping all the... so we're going to go through all the nominations. We're going to say how we're voting, who we think's going to win, and what games we felt were missing from the category. We'll dive a little bit more... Don't expect massive detail on this one. We're going to dive a lot more in detail, though, of the six... Well, we were going to dive a lot more detail of the 6 nominees for Game of the Year, but I'm the only one who's played in the vast majority of all of them.
Yep, since I don't have an Xbox or PC.
And
I have a PC and Switch and no PlayStation.
So, shall we... we'll start with probably the one I think they got the most right here. Most anticipated game. We're skipping the esports ones, by the way, because we know nothing about esports.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And we're skipping Best Content Creator because we haven't heard of any of them. All we can say is, Scott the Wars isn't nominated. Boo!
And the only guy we did know was nominated is come out as a cheater.
Oh, yeah.
So, most anticipated game. The nominees are Elden Ring, God of War Ragnarok, Horizon Forbidden West, the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, and Starfield. Guys, how are you voting?
Elden Ring, obviously. Not even a contest.
I should have guessed.
From what I've seen, I'll probably go Elden Ring as well.
I'm going to be against... I'm going to break the tone here. As much as I'm looking forward to Elden Ring, I'm going to say the sequel to The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
You traitor!
Well, my problem with that is, we know so little, they don't even have a new logo for it. So they had to show the original logo on the announcement of the Game Awards.
Yeah, but that's also the one Nintendo's putting out now in their publicity. They're doing... their last one of games coming out in 2022 actually had that on the poster. So that, to me, actually says they're quite confident they're going to get it out in 2022. Oh, hang on a second, guys.
Also, I mean, with Breath of the Wild, it doesn't have an official name yet, so you can't really show like an official logo.
I just want to say, for the record, in case something went wrong there, we had a bit of a recording issue there. It's recording fine now. We're doing most anticipated game. Elliot and Reese both went for Elden Ring, and I went for sequel of Breath of the Wild. So now we're back on track.
I think the Breath of the Wild sequel is my second most anticipated one.
Out of those, what would you say is your second, Reese, out of those 5?
I would personally go with Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, you're a big Horizon fan, I think. Probably the biggest out of the 3 of us.
Yeah, because I think I was the only one to platinum the original game.
I didn't have the patience to platinum that game.
No, but I did get the platinum trophy for God of War.
Oh, you brilliant job there, Elliot. I must be honest.
That took me like 3 hours to kill the Valkyrie.
As much as I'm... See, my head says my second choice should be Elden Ring. My heart says God of War.
Oh, really?
That's very fair. It does look really good.
I want...
I was going to say, especially with yours and Ren's track history with the game on stream.
Yeah, difference is I actually beat... we both did beat the game. It's just we couldn't get the we couldn't get him to stop playing it long enough, so we actually had a stream version of it. So I mean,
it's coming to Steam next year, so he might be able to play it more then. Like he started streaming more.
He's considering it as his game after he's going back to it after we finished Dark Souls 3.
Oh right, okay.
So thanks for texting me right now, Mum. I did not need that.
I think the one I'm least excited for these is gotta be Starfield.
I must be honest. I'm with you on that one. I don't really like. I'm not too impressed with what Starfield has shown so far.
Also, just because I mean, it's just for me personally. When it comes to Bethesda, I'm honestly more of a fan of their more linear games than I am for their big open worlds. Like for example, my favorite Bethesda game is Dishonored. Honestly,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Sorry, what was so Reese? What would you say? You're saying you're not really excited for Starfield?
No, especially because from what we've seen so far, it's just that small trailer of a guy walking around the ship and some environmental shots. We haven't really seen gameplay, story, or even like wildlife for the aliens or anything.
Meanwhile, we have got gameplay of everything else, pretty much.
Yeah, we've got a lot more for Breath of the Wild too. Even though it doesn't even have a name or a logo.
So let's move on to the next category, which is weird.
Just before we do, they left off Legends Arceus, which I thought was a mistake.
Yes, I agree with you on that one.
Yeah, that's a big mistake. I was thinking that they left off Legends Arceus.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure that we had that on record before moving on.
Yeah, definitely. Actually, another game I feel like they should have shown off for most anticipated game, Bayonetta 3.
Yeah, I'm way more excited for Bayonetta 3 than Starfield.
Hell, I'm more excited for Bayonetta 3 than I am Horizon or God of War.
Oh, don't get me...
Trust me, I'm a massive Bayonetta fan. I fucking love the series. I recently got both Bayonetta 1 and 2 on Twitch. I'm going to try and 100% them, which is going to be really difficult.
Yep, especially when you're on max difficulty.
Max
I agree.
Climax, where you can't do the witch time.
Yep.
Which actually makes it a bit confusing because on Bayonetta 1, there's like a couple side challenges where you can only attack enemies when you're in witch time. So that's going to be impossible to do on that one.
So let's move on to the next category, I think. It's... best debut indie game. So this is best first time indie. The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim.
Is this in order of when they came out in the Game of the Year video, by the way?
This is just their list on the website, Elliot.
This is the list on the website I'm going with.
Oh, right, because I'm looking at a different one. I think this is like the one I have is in order of when it came out on the video.
Okay, yeah, that might be it. I'm going off the website one, so we're going from bottom to top.
In that case, I'll say which ones are on this one. In that case, the one I've got next is Best Performance, or the first one, which is Erica Mori from Life is Strange True Colors, Giancarlo Esposito, I think, from Far Cry 6, Jason Kelly from Deathloop, Maggie Robertson from Resident Evil Village, or Ozoima Akaga, sorry, I'm completely butchered that probably, from Deathloop.
So we'll go with Elliot's one first, and then we'll go to my one. I'm voting Resident Evil in this.
Maggie Robertson is Lady Dimitrescu, from what I know.
Yes, that's why I'm voting Resident Evil.
Honestly, I think they picked the wrong person for Resident Evil. I would have gone with Heisenberg.
Yeah, I agree.
Maggie was more used in marketing, though, to really push the game.
Yeah, I mean, Dimitrescu
on players.
I mean, yeah, Dimitrescu was, but honestly, when it came to performance, I think Heisenberg did the better job. Personally, I just got more of his like fun personality than I did with Dimitrescu, really.
What about?
I think with the Game Awards, they've gone for a wider appeal because a lot of people didn't go all the way through the game to get to Heisenberg.
I'm going to be. I must be honest.
Because Heisenberg's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
He's essentially a Bloodborne, Mistborn, or Bloodborne Magneto. If we're going with the more well-known one.
I must be honest. I'm a bit upset that Rivet's voice actress wasn't nominated for this.
Yeah, it's a surprise. Nothing from Ratchet and Clank is in there. Yeah.
Yeah, Ratchet and Clank.
But just going to say, no Ratchet and Clank, but Deathloop got 2 nominations.
I have no idea how, honestly.
I will say they do give very good performances from what I played of it. It was...
Yeah.
They do have great back and forth for each other, so I think it would have been very hard to say which one of them should have been nominated.
Which one I would have really liked to have seen is Zenichi from Persona 5 Strikers.
Yeah, the one that everyone keeps calling me because they think I'm old. I agree, I think he should have been nominated, but I think out of the nominees I'm going Resident Evil. What about you two?
Actually, no, I changed my mind. I would have gone with Sophia just for the whoa bit.
Oh, I love that bit. What about...
I love Sophia in general.
Elliot, how are you voting in this category?
I'm just gonna go with Maggie Robertson because Village is the only one of these games I played.
Reese?
Yeah, I'm going to go with her as well.
Maggie Robinson for me, but I'm going to make a bold prediction. I think Life is Strange is taking this award.
Honestly, I can see that. I think that's going to be the case, but I really don't want that to be the case.
Yeah, I think it's either Life is Strange or one of the Deathloops.
Yeah, I think that's going to be the winner. I don't...
Actually, I can see Far Cry 6 winning this one. Yeah. I do think, from what I saw of the villain, he did give a pretty intimidating performance.
And he's coming off The Mandalorian, so I think a bunch of the Star Wars fans might vote for him.
He's not nearly as good a villain from what I've heard as Vass, but he is pretty intimidating from what I've heard.
Yeah, but most players who have played and beaten the game said he's barely in the game at all, so he doesn't have a lot to do. Because most of his appearances are just like over the tannoy, just taunting the player.
Is it just me, or did Far Cry just kind of come out and then disappear?
Yeah.
I think that's been the case with every Far Cry game, though, since 3 and 4, really.
Okay, so...
no one really cared about 5 either, I don't think.
No, I got a poster for it in Loot Crate, and that was the last I heard of it. Best Debut Indie, we already mentioned these nominations are The Artful Escape, The Forgotten City, Kenna, Bridge of Spirits, Sable, and Valheim. I've only played one of these. I've only played Kenna, Bridge of Spirits.
I have not played any of these.
I've not played any, but I have seen some of Valheim and also some of Kenna.
I've seen a little bit of The Forgotten City.
I've seen a bit of all of these, and I'm going to be honest, I think my vote is going to the one I didn't play, which is The Artful Escape.
Oh, really?
I know I didn't play it, but I must be honest, I can't vote for Kenna Bridge of Spirits because it's too short, and the combat's not as innovative as it should be.
Yeah, especially because I was reading the review you posted, and it just didn't sound like you had a very good time with the game. No,
it's got the worst healing system of any game I've played this year.
Yeah.
You know how Ender Lilies, you've got that thing, I can just press the button and it heals. It's a bit like Estus flasks in...
Dark Souls, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, in Kenna, they're all in the environment. You have to sort of have those little Studio Ghibli blobs, the rot.
Yeah.
Oh, that's shit.
Actually, go to them.
Is it meant to be a Souls-like?
No, that's the thing. It's not.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
That's what I find so weird about it. It's not meant to be like that. It's basically a sort of action platformer.
No, damn it. Even Shin Megami Tensei has more options than that, and that's meant to be difficult.
But the thing is, I played that's playing the game on normal difficulty. I got so bored of it that I had to change it to easy towards the end, just so I could have a more comfortable time playing it.
That's pretty much my experience with Nier Replicant, only I started off on hard.
Are you guys going to vote in this one, or are you going to skip it because you haven't played any of the games?
I'm probably gonna vote for Forgotten City. That one's the most interesting one for me.
I would say I'm going to vote for the Artful Escape because it's the one I want to play the most, and it's the one that from what I've seen, looks the best.
And it's also the only one that's nominated in more categories as well.
Yeah, so I would put my money on it is going to win.
Yeah.
We already went over our thoughts on Content Creator of the Year. We're not voting on it.
Should we do... I'll do my next one. The next one from me is Best Multiplayer.
That's the one I have as well.
Back 4 Blood, Knockout City, Monster Hunter Rise, New World, It Takes Two, and Valheim. Why is Back 4 Blood on here? I've heard that the game's not very good.
Oh no,
it's bad, Elliot. It's really bad.
It's really bad.
In that case, there's so many. I don't know. There are other ones we could pick from. Like, why is Mario Party not on this?
Seriously, Mario Party should have been nominated. It's so good.
Well, hell, what about the Nickelodeon Brawl game?
Yeah, that's just on for Best Fight and not on multiplayer for some reason.
Reese?
Even though it's been getting a ton of views online on YouTube from people streaming it.
Do you know one of the
which is kind of funny.
Do you know one of the big problems for Back 4 Blood is, you know how when you're playing Left 4 Dead and there's the occasional special infected?
Yeah.
In Back 4 Blood, it's like every other infected.
Oh,
yeah. It's really bad.
It's like every 2 minutes there's a new one.
Yeah, and also a problem I had with the finale, just had the tutorial scenario. All my AI teammates all fell through the world at the exact same time.
What, really?
Yeah.
In that case, here's a question for you. Which would you say is worse, that or Mario Golf?
Back 4 Blood, in my opinion.
Back 4 Blood.
Really?
Yeah, because Back 4 Blood's more frustrating as a gameplay experience.
Oh, wow.
Because with Mario Golf,
it
was a bad game, but it was almost entirely bug-free. Back 4 Blood is just mostly bugs, in my experiences.
Okay, hell. In that case, am I right in just saying we're all voting for Monster Hunter Rise?
I definitely am.
Yep. Most fun I've had with a multiplayer game.
Legitimately, I really need to get back into it. I had a lot of fun with it.
Oh, it's so good, Ali. And he's still getting updates.
Yeah, I know. I mean, hell, we're getting a whole DLC. We're getting DLC next year.
And next Friday, we're getting Sonic the Hedgehog stuff coming in.
Oh, fuck yeah. The thing is, with Monster Hunter, which is really difficult for me to get into the game, I'm someone who doesn't like to play games for like an insanely long time. I'm more just, to play through a game, I have my fun with it, then I move on to something else. That's kind of what... So yeah, Monster Hunter Rise is not the best game for me to try and get into. I'm going to try and get back into it, though. I really want to play the DLC.
Yeah, well, with Monster Hunter, you can do the single player and multiplayer solo, because I've done that in previous games.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
right, so.
it is one of those kinds of experiences. I'm gonna. Next, what's the next one on your list, Elliot? Because I've got best sports and racing game.
Best ongoing games.
Let's do ongoing games then.
So we got Apex Legends, Call of Duty Warzone, Final Fantasy XIV, Genshin Impact, and Fortnite.
Please, for the love of God, let Final Fantasy XIV win this.
I'm going to vote Final Fantasy XIV, though Fortnite is again doing some very strange choices. For example, like one that's it. For example, recently they put in Naruto.
Yep.
How are you predict?
It's very bad.
They
put in Kratos earlier this year.
Yep, they put in Master Chief.
Yeah, and the one that perplexes me the most. I'm guessing neither of you have read Mistborn.
No.
No, but I remember you mentioning it to me.
Yeah. Essentially, well, here's a hint. The author Brandon Sanderson was on an episode of Games Night.
Oh yeah, I know the one.
Yeah, but however, he's a friend of the guys from Epic Games because he wrote a novella for Infinity Blade, which they developed. So they put Kelsier, one of the characters from Mistborn, into Fortnite, which is insane. Like, I have the books on the shelf behind all them. It's like my favorite fantasy trilogy. It's so weird just hearing, wait, Mistborn is in what?
So
and don't forget, you can also now shoot Kratos and Master Chief with being Ariana Grande, because she's also in.
Okay, how long until we get one of the Inklings from Splatoon in there?
Very long
That's going to
time.
be the Nintendo rep.
Very long time. I think Nintendo's never going to really add a rep to it.
No.
So, how do we...
Outside that, we also have Genshin Impact, which I guess the only significant thing really is that we got Aloy in there, or we are getting there in.
Yeah, no, I've heard some decent things about Genshin Impact, but I'm not really in the mood to play it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's always all over YouTube and Twitter with controversies from the community.
Is this Final Fantasy's year now? Is this finally the year Final Fantasy XIV gets this award?
I don't think so. Something tells me the 7-year-olds are going to all vote for Fortnite.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a little bit more faith and say it will be Final Fantasy XIV's year this year.
I mean, we never know. No Man's Sky won that last year.
Yeah, I'm surprised No Man's Sky isn't nominated again. I'm guessing they didn't have many significant updates to it.
Guess not.
I'm hoping...
Yeah. Whereas the big update for Final Fantasy now is that it's had most of the players from WoW migrate over.
Ha! Shall we talk then best sports and best sports/racing game? I've got down the nominees are F1 2021, FIFA 22, Forza Horizon 5, Hot Wheels Unleashed, and Rise Republic. Well, the right answer is Forza Horizon 5.
That's the only one, really.
Rise Republic, I've heard
I'm just going
right.
to say, thank God Madden 22 is not on there. Currently the worst rated game on Metacritic.
God, how bad has that gone?
Really bad.
Really, really bad, yeah.
So, Reese, presumably you both voting and think it's going to be Forza.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apart from that, the only other game that has even a bit of hype is Hot Wheels Unleashed, surprisingly.
What, really?
Yeah, people loving that game online on Twitch.
I've heard
because it has almost the full back catalogue of Hot Wheels cars as playable cars, and has one of the best map creators in racing.
I've heard that Rise Republic is still getting a bit of a community.
Somehow. Even though all the footage like from did you see what Angry Joe put up?
Oh, yes, I did, yeah.
I didn't
How bad
know.
it is.
Which is weird, because Spawn Wave has been very, very hyped on it, so I don't know what's happened there.
Well, it's also a massive issue going forward with like future-proofing, because once the community's gone, they can't do any more events.
That's true.
Because Riders relies on having actual players in the races rather than just AI.
I think this one's going to Forza. What about you guys?
Yes.
It's going to Forza. There's no contest.
Okay, what have you got next, Elliot?
Best art direction.
Okay, what we got for best art direction?
We have Deathloop, Kenna Bridge of Spirits, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rifts Apart, and The Artful Escape.
I actually think that's a very good list of games for that category.
It's an alright one.
Deathloop's got a very distinct art style. The Artful Escape is fantastic for it. I really like Psychonauts 2's art. How are you guys voting in this one?
I personally go Ratchet & Clank.
I'm
Just
going to go Ratchet
different worlds and environments.
I'm going to go with Ratchet & Clank as well. They always find a way to make space look fantastic.
I'm going for The Artful Escape.
One, I'm a little upset isn't on here. Near the World Ends With You.
I
That was
agree.
an amazing presentation.
I agree. I think the reason that didn't get nominated was it was a difficult sell to sort of like non-anime fans.
Yeah, and also most of these games are either unique or different from the prequels. Like with Psychonauts 2, that went really psychedelic.
What about
visual design?
What about Ratchet & Clank? That doesn't really change up much from the previous Ratchet & Clank games.
No, I actually hard disagree with that. The environments comparing to like the 2016 remake and reboot, I think it's all really good. Everything's the texture detail now for like the fur and everything looks fantastic.
Oh yeah, I'll give you that one.
And the environmental designs for the planets, like the swamp planet or even the starting Metropolis planet, just how detailed everything is and how busy it is with NPCs.
Yeah, like the Metropolis planet, for example, would look like something straight out of Blade Runner.
Yeah.
Which I thought was fucking awesome.
Do you know a game I wish was...
It definitely seems like there's been a massive change in improvement from 2016 to Rifts Apart than it has been with any other Ratchet & Clank game.
I can think of two other games I wish was nominated in this category. Monster Hunter Stories 2 and Ender Lilies. Ender Lilies would have been really good, yeah. Actually, in that case, another one I would have. Another one I actually would have liked would have been Tales of Arise, because the environments in each of the separate areas really do a good job on presenting sort of how the elements of the astral energy really affect that world, that area of the world. Okay, so we've got that one. Next category is next category is best sim/strategy. Nominees are Age of Empires 4, Evil Geniuses 2 World Domination, Humankind, Inscription, and Microsoft Flight Simulator. It came out last year! I mean, you can say it's over Genshin Impact, yeah, that's not the best mobile game. Yeah, I always wonder how they define what can and can't get nominated. Like, Flight Simulator, yeah, it came to Xbox Series X this year. Actually, wasn't Genshin Impact released last year? Really nominated for the Game Awards last year as well? I believe it was, yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Ugh.
They're determined to get it an award. Incidentally,
you guys suck!
See, the weird thing is, the winner of this should be Microsoft Flight Simulator, but because it came out last year, I'm more inclined to vote for Age of Empires.
I am not going to vote for any of these. I'm really not a simulator fan, or really much of a strategy fan outside of Fire Emblem.
What about you?
And also, I've just looked it up. Genshin Impact did come out September last year.
Yeah, why is it up for best mobile game?
No idea.
So, Reese, are you voting in this one, or are you skipping this one?
I will vote, because I've seen most of these games, but I'll probably go Evil Genius 2.
Okay, that's interesting. Why that one?
Because it's a really great game with the new evil villains. Even though Brian Bless is playing the massive Russian.
Okay, you sold me. You sold me. Brian Blessed sells me on anything.
Yeah, and it's on PC where it originally debuted, but now it's on consoles as well.
So, what about for this one? What's your next category, Elliot?
This is one I'm probably one of the more disappointed ones with. Best score and music.
Oh, yes. This is...
Cyberpunk 2077, Deathloop, Nier Replicant, Guardians of the Galaxy, and the R4 Escape. Where's Persona 5 Strikers?
I've got a tweet that really blew up about this. I'm gonna get it up for context. I tweeted... Oh, god damn. I tweeted, wow, this is the worst year for this category. You missed Persona 5 Strikers, Ender Lilies, Neo The World Ends With You, and both Monster Hunter games.
Oh, seriously. Fucking hell. Like, come on. Like, you're going to put Nier Replicant in there, but not Persona 5? Most of the songs in Nier Replicant are the same that we get from last time. All we get is, 4 extra songs. Persona 5 Strikers, we get remixes of the older songs, a ton of new songs, and it's all amazing. Hell, I even say this game improved on some of the older songs.
So, actually, on the question on that one, Alex, because you played a lot more of Nier Replicant than I did. Are there any new arrangements for those older songs?
I don't think so. From what I'm aware of, no. I think it's just you get a couple new, 4 new songs. Anything that you think they missed, Reese?
Probably just the obvious ones being the Monster Hunter games.
Yeah,
because Rice's soundtrack is fantastic.
Yeah, I agree completely.
The soundtrack in Monster Hunter is always great.
Yeah, but especially this year, where you use authentic Japanese bands and singers for vocals.
Yeah.
I thought it was just amazing.
Come on. How can you not put it that song?
Oh, they're a tasty treat. I love that bit. Incidentally, on
How can you not put that in?
Incidentally, Monster Hunter Rise, Reese disagrees with me on this one, I think, but it probably has my favourite version of Proof of a Hero ever.
Yeah, I will disagree with that.
What's your favourite version of that song, Reese?
I'll probably have to go with Freedom Unite from the old PSP days.
So fair.
Okay.
I've raged about this. Where's Tales of Arise? That game had an amazing soundtrack.
Outside, and it wasn't just the opening as well. I want to be.
Even though that easily has the best opening of the year, the soundtrack has a perfect mixture of calm, depressing, grandiose. It was awesome, and I hate the fact that it just wasn't nominated.
So of the 5 we've got to work with, how are you guys voting?
I'm going to go Guardians of the Galaxy.
Reese?
Same, I'll go Guardians, because the original score is fantastic. The whole thing is actually up on Spotify for free. It's like 30 original tracks.
Yeah, the songs by the original songs by the band Star-Lord in that game are fucking amazing.
Yes, they are.
I'm going to vote Guardians of the Galaxy as well. They had to nail the soundtrack, and they really did.
They really did.
Because apart from the amazing score, it's also got great licensed songs. I was actually rickrolled 4 times over the course of the game.
Ha!
Tons of songs in that game are amazing, and we now have live footage of Reese's fridge.
Yeah, I was just getting after your cheer because he's just admiring.
So, next category I've got is Best Family Game.
Okay.
Nominees are It Takes Two, Mario Party Superstars, New Pokemon Snap, Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury, and WarioWare Get It Together.
Yeah, It Takes Two is the best family game. Hey kids, you want to play a game about divorce?
No, I've actually seen a full playthrough now. It's nearly 10 hours long. It's actually about repairing a marriage rather than breaking it up.
Still divorce?
Touché.
Well, no, they aren't even technically divorced. They're going for a child separation.
Can I say one of the ones I'm really glad got nominated here, because it's been one of... I think I'd actually say it's one of my favourite games of the year, weirdly. New Pokemon Snap.
Yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that.
But if I'm going by a family game, I think really there's 2 options here. Mario Party Superstars or Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury.
Yeah, Mario Party. No better way to break up a family.
Is that your vote, Elliot?
It's between those 2. Mario 3D All-Stars and Bowser's Fury is really fun, but I think when I think of family game, Mario Party is the one I think of most.
Reese, what do you think?
Yeah, I'll probably go Mario Party, because otherwise you're like WarioWare, but I think playing that with a family, I think the kids would get bored of like the 2-second long mini games very quickly.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I think Mario 3D World is the better game, but Mario Party Superstars is the better family game.
Yeah, Mario 3D World is a better single player experience. Superstars is a better multiplayer experience.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, we had a lot of fun playing 3D World when we all got it in February.
I'm not saying that 3D World is better single player and multiplayer. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying comparing the 2.
Yeah.
That's better to play on. That's more fun to play on your own than Superstar is. Superstar's more fun to play multiplayer than that is.
What about I must be honest. I actually did have an experience where my family came over, and my cousin got 3D World for her Switch, and I had to carry. Basically, she was so. I don't think it's as easy to pick up as people have made out, because she was useless at it, and I had to sort of basically do the levels for her.
I mean, I'll be honest, this is the first time I ever played one of the Mario 3D games, and I still play pretty well at it.
Okay, so what's the next? So what's the next category you have, Elliot?
My next one is Best Audio Design.
Okay, what we got for it?
Deathloop, Horizon, Forza Horizon 5, and they said Horizon Zero Dawn. Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Resident Evil Village, and Returnal.
I know where my vote's going on this one, but I want to hear from you guys first.
I'm probably going to go with Resident Evil.
I'll probably go Ratchet & Clank, because I have been playing with the 3D audio headset, and the ambience in that game for like all the animal noises in the environment and like the industrial noises are really immersive. I think really help the game.
I'm going to agree with Reese. I'm going Ratchet & Clank for this one. What about you, Elliot?
Resident Evil, just because I think, again, the sounds are... It just sounds really good. They add to the atmosphere. And hearing, like, the creatures in the background can legitimately be adds a lot of horror to what I don't really consider to be that scary of a game. Aside of the Dollhouse, obviously.
Can I say one that I think should have been nominated, but everyone's probably going to disagree with me on it? New Pokemon Snap.
I haven't played it.
Snap's been great. Being able to see the Pokemon in their own natural environments and once instead of just being in random clumps of grass.
And they made some good use of the different audio in it. You've got to be really listening out for like audio clues as well as visual clues about how to do well on each course.
Yeah. Especially because what really helped me was cranking the volume up to help find Gengars, in that cave.
Oh yes. I took me ages to get that one.
Yeah, especially because the Gengars, they don't appear in front of you, they appear around you in the environment, so you need to look around for them.
I will say the weird one there that I think, the one that I think is the most perplexing it's in there, weirdly, is Forza. I don't think they do a very good... I don't think the audio mixing in that game is very good. I think they don't do a great job mixing with the soundtrack and the car noises.
Maybe but do the environments of the game sound good?
The songs, no, it's actually. And not
the sounds. I mean, like the sounds in the environments, like when you're driving around.
On the adventure missions, yes, but when you're just driving around, you've got that. You got the really bad soundtrack of licensed songs. You can't hear anything over it.
Well, this is for audio design, not soundtrack.
I know, but that's the point I'm making. It's like there's not great audio. I don't think the audio mixing in it is that good. So we'll move on to my next one. I've got Best Fighting Game. Nominees are Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba,
Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, Guilty Gear Strive, Melty Blood Type Lumina, which looks like a fake game. Nickelodeon.
It's part of that universe. Melty Blood.
That explains it. Nickelodeon All Stars Brawl, and Virtua Fighter 5.
I'm gonna go with Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles, just because that's the only one I've played. It's a legitimately fun game as well. I know there are a lot of people who really like it. I did find it fun, just I can't play for that long.
Reese, how about you?
I'll probably go with Demon Slayer, because I've seen the other ones, like Nickelodeon All-Star Brawl is pretty much broken, because half the cast have infinite combos. They can't do anything. So it's completely unbalanced. Melty Blood, I've seen a bit of it. It just looks like the older games in the series. It doesn't look like they've elevated the gameplay much. Virtua Fighter, that's currently free on PS5 from a few months ago. That just looked slow and bogged down.
It wasn't great when I played it.
Yeah, and then Guilty Gear, I have seen some people enjoying it, but the connection times for the matches are so bad. People have been waiting over a minute long to get into a match.
I have a feeling that overall the Nickelodeon one will win, personally.
No, I think Guilty Gear. I'm going to make a prediction Guilty Gear is going to win this.
Yeah, either Nickelodeon or Guilty Gear, yeah, one of the two.
I'll probably go Guilty Gear just because it has the larger fan base. Because it's such a long franchise going back to the 90s.
I'm going to vote for Demon Slayer, but I think Guilty Gear is going to win this.
Same.
So, next category... Elliot,
my next one is Innovation in Accessibility Award.
Oh, this is a great award. I love this one.
Far Cry 6, Forza Horizon 5, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and The Veil, Shadow of the Crown.
Now, I'm going to vote for Guardians of the Galaxy because what Reese has told me about the accessibility features they put in it, but because I don't really know exactly what they've done.
But what about Demon Slayer? It's really good for people with dyspraxia.
Oh yeah, but me.
That's the one person
for several days.
Says the one person in the group who isn't dyspraxic.
Oh yeah, no, you need to feel our pain playing this, Elliot.
Especially with T-Splash on hard, because I shared that video. It's so bad.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
It took me like half an hour to. It took me half an hour to get it perfect. It was mostly the bit where the buttons were spinning around that got me.
Yeah, same. And he reverses directions and flops over the controllers.
Yeah.
What about you? What about you, Reese? What do you think?
Well, I'll point you Guardians because they're the ones who impressed me the most. Because I did a whole section of my review about the accessibility options.
I'll just take your word for it, and I'll go with Guardians as well.
Same. I've got the biggest insult of the year. Best role-playing game.
Oh.
The nominees are, calm yourself, Elliot, for a second, Cyberpunk 2077, Monster Hunter Rise, Scarlet Nexus, Shin Megami Tensei 5, and Tales of Arise.
First, a couple of praises. I am very happy Tales of Arise is here. That game is brilliant, deserves more love. I am very happy Shin Megami Tensei 5 is here.
Elliot, stop a second.
What I've been playing
Elliot,
really
just stop a second. Everyone who's listening to this with headphones, turn them down a smidge for this next bit. Proceed.
I'll give a countdown. For Scarlet Nexus, it's alright. I consider more action than RPG, but it's fine. I'll give everyone a countdown to turn their headphones down.
3, 2, 1.
Why is Cyberpunk here?
God, I hate it. The second
Why is Cyberpunk? That game doesn't work half the time.
Yep, it's still busted beyond belief.
Do you know what?
Jesus Christ! There's so many better games you could have picked. The World Ends With You. Monster Hunter Stories. Hell, I would have even put Bravely Default 2 above that. And I'm not even that big a fan of Bravely Default 2.
I agree entirely with you, Elliot. I would have even...
And also, I hope you don't mind me saying, I don't think Monster Hunter Rise should be in here because it's not really an RPG.
Well, it's an RPG in every sense of the word except stats.
Yeah,
if you ask me, take out Monster Hunter Rise, put Monster Hunter Stories. My thought.
I'm going to agree with Elliot on this one. I would have preferred Monster Hunter Stories 2 got nominated instead of Monster Hunter Rise. But I'm not unhappy Rise is nominated for this, because I think Rise deserved more than it got.
Yeah.
But still, Cyberpunk should not be in here. Should not.
Yeah, the only reason Cyberpunk is here is just due to money.
Yeah, exactly.
Again, the game doesn't even work half the fucking time. It's still broken beyond belief. I don't think anyone even cares about it anymore.
Do you know what's amazing? I had the PC version. It didn't function great, but it was better than the console versions. I still thought, even when it worked well, it's a painfully average game.
Yep.
I didn't have that much fun with it. The thing is, I agree with what Jim Stephanie Sterling said, about a year ago when Cyberpunk first came out. People, defending CD Projekt Red, saying that, but they made The Witcher 3. That's really good. Yeah, just because you made one game doesn't automatically make you a good company. EA made Jedi Fallen Order. We still shit on EA.
Activision made Crash Bandicoot 4. I'm still going to shit on them for all the shit they're doing.
Especially right now with the board and Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, we're gonna dive into that when we do Worst Company on our own awards in January. Because I don't think we're going to have anything other than Activision and Blizzard all year as a choice.
I mean, there probably wouldn't even be much point in doing that because, well, the winner of that will obviously be, or I guess the loser of that one will obviously be Activision Blizzard.
I think I was actually considering saying to you guys, should we do it just worst company that wasn't Activision or Blizzard?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, let's be honest. It would be like making a villain a worst anime villain, like most hated anime character list, and not have number one be Shell Tucker.
Exactly. Do you know what's amazing? I've still got my copy of the PlayStation 4 version. I can't get rid of this thing. No one will take it off me.
Why do you think?
I know why. I just don't like the fact that they won't take it off me. I was like, please, someone, I'll burn the thing if you want me to.
Yeah, but listen,
sacrifice it to the Lord Imhotep.
But the only way this could have been worse is that instead of Cyberpunk, it was the GTA trilogy.
Oh, thank God.
The game is so broken.
Yeah, the thing is, GTA trilogy is not even an RPG, so that won't work anyway.
So
that would be a complete miscast.
Elliot, I'm interested.
At the very least, as I said, I'm happy Tales of Arise is in here. It's definitely my vote is definitely going to that.
Reese, what about your vote?
I'll probably go Monster Hunter.
Do you know, if I'm honest, I'm going to say Monster Hunter is the game I like the most out of the ones on this list. But I'm going to vote Tales of Arise because I think Tales of Arise is slightly better at being an RPG than Rise is.
I'll be honest, I'm thinking your vote might go to Shin Megami Tensei.
No, I feel like Shin Megami Tensei has... I don't like voting for games that have that high of a difficulty threshold because I feel like you're automatically excluding some people from having the full enjoyment. I know you can put an easy mode on, but I don't... there's also that real... people really...
I think most JRPG fans will already know that Shin Megami Tensei is well known for being notoriously hard. So,
But I will say, my second choice is Monster Hunter Rise, if I'm honest.
My second choice is Shin Megami Tensei.
What about you, Reese? What's your second choice after Monster Hunter Rise?
I'll probably go Shin Megami Tensei 5 because it's the only other one I've played.
I would really recommend. I would actually really recommend Tales of Arise if you're looking for something to kill some time. It's a really good RPG series, and it's actually got a very innovative battle system, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if you need a hint, if he has to how good it is, and it probably doesn't come as a surprise to anyone, it's probably my most likely contender for Game of the Year for me.
Whoa!
What is that a surprise?
Yeah, because I'd forgot you'd scored it so high. I thought for ages it was going to be something like Metroid Dread.
Dude, I've been raving about Tales of Arise constantly ever since I first played it.
Yeah, no, I'm going back to it around the Christmas period so that I can get more of an experience of it, so that I can properly talk to you about it when we do our own awards.
Good. I seriously cannot recommend it enough.
So, what you got next, Elliot?
Best narrative.
Oh, one of my favourite categories, but I'm not so great on it this year.
We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Life is Strange 2 Colors, obviously, Guardians of the Galaxy, and Psychonauts 2. Surprised Psychonauts is in this one, honestly.
No,
I didn't really think that would be that much of a narratively driven game.
I can think of 2 games which should be here that aren't.
The other one is Review.
Yeah, that's one.
Monster Hunter Stories 2 for the other.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Stories 2 is one. I also thought Ratchet & Clank and Metroid Dread should be up for this.
I disagree with Metroid Dread, but that's just because the story is never that big of a focus in the game.
But Elliot, the plot twist at the end.
Yeah, but still. In fact, yeah, one I really think should be up here. Neo the Wilderness Review.
What about Tales of Arise? I think that should be up here.
Yeah, I say that, but I think Neo the Wilderness Review ultimately has a better narrative. That seriously has probably the best narrative of the year for me.
What about Persona 5 Strikers?
Yeah, that one as well, definitely. It's an amazing continuation of Persona 5. And it doesn't feel like it's detached from the main story. It feels like this is could be a legitimate continuation.
What about you, Reese? Is there any narratives that you think should have been up here?
Ooh. Well, I'll probably just Monster Hunter Stories 2 being the major one I can think of.
Yeah, the narrative in that is really good.
Yeah.
I really need to get back to Monster Hunter Stories 2. I just haven't really found much time to play it.
What I think,
especially coming tomorrow, see as Pokemon Diamond and Pearl are coming out. And I'm still playing SMT, so that's just my schedule completely fucked.
So, out of the 5 that are nominated, which one are you guys voting for?
I'm not sure. Just because it's the only one I've really played, I'm gonna go Guardians of the Galaxy.
Reese?
Out of all them, I'll go Guardians because it does have the best story.
Also with Guardians of the Galaxy, the choices you make in that game actually make major impacts.
Oh yeah, massive.
Massive impacts. Unlike Life is Strange, which despite it being a narrative game and your choices matter, all lead to the same ending anyway.
Oh yeah. That and anyway, I'm going to buck the trend. Actually, I'm going to vote for Psychonauts 2.
Oh really?
Psychonauts 2 has a great story. I was really engaged with it.
It's a milkman in it.
No,
milkman's it. I am the milkman. My milk is delicious.
No, he doesn't make an appearance, but there are a lot of quirky characters to take up for it. And it's a brilliant continuation of Psychonaut 1's story.
Oh, wow, nice.
It's honestly...
Really need to get on to playing that then. I have the first Psychonauts on Steam. I'll probably play it, so I'll have to play them at some point.
It's on Game Pass, Elliot, so it won't cost you anything.
Yeah, I've already got it on Game Pass.
I wish they'd release more physical versions of it, because I would have recommended it yesterday a lot more. But I think the one thing I'll say against Psychonauts 2 is the combat's not that great, especially I was comparing it to Ratchet and Clank's one a lot. But it's alright. Also, Microsoft did a brilliant job burying the fact there was a PlayStation 4 version of this game.
Yeah. I didn't even know there was one.
Yeah, I didn't know until Reese pointed it out to me. I was saying in the review, and he said, Calvin, there's a PlayStation 4 version, you missed that off.
Yeah.
The thing I'm very upset by, though, and that really upsets me, I think Life is Strange is going to win, even though it shouldn't.
It definitely shouldn't.
Oh, play a game where you invade people's personal space, and we call it deep.
No,
especially because you're invading their personal privacy without asking for consent.
Which is...
Yeah, seriously. Seeing how other people feel, that's got to be one of the worst superpowers ever.
That's the tagline. Hang on,
it's worse than that, because you're invading their privacy, and you also see their memories, which they didn't consent to you seeing them.
Yeah.
You know what? That's the tagline.
It's such a problematic game, but critics and journalists are sweeping it under the rug.
I agree, but
actually, one I'm happy isn't on here. Dark Anthology.
Oh, thank God for that!
Thank God, House of Ashes is not on there.
I think I've got a new tagline for Life is Strange. Life is strange. This is really fucked up when you really think about it.
Yeah. No, I'm gonna to quote to actually quote House of Ashes with Life is Strange, just because if it looks like shit, it smells like shit. You don't have to taste it to know it's shit. My
favourite, the one I would really hate to win as well is Deathloop, because it's just a time loop game. And what's more, they never really state anything that's happening. They try to do this whole sort of, it's quite mysterious and you're trying to figure out what's going on. But they never really answer anything, and it's way too open by the end about what's going on. And you just want to say, afterwards I said, Returnal did the exact same thing, but did it way better.
Yeah, especially because I saw Hellion, who's a Hades YouTuber, do a full playthrough. He got all 3 endings. You still don't learn crap.
Exactly. You can't say that's the best narrative.
It's a completely hollow game.
So I'm going to that's why my vote's that's why my vote's Psychonauts 2, and you two are going Guardians of the Galaxy. Shall we go best action adventure? No.
Very well.
Yep.
We got Guardians of the Galaxy, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village. This is the strongest category so far.
This is the only category I've seen so far that I go, okay, I 100% agree with everything on here.
Yeah.
Reese, I'm going to start with you first this time. How's your vote going in this one?
Well, I'll skip out Guardians because it's not a great action-adventure because of how bloody buggy it is.
I'll agree.
I think that might have just been the console version. I'm playing on the PC. I haven't run into any issues.
PC Gamer gave it a 7 out of 10. They had the exact same issues.
I ran
soft locks and game crashes.
Because I haven't really run into any issues so far.
I have, Elliot. I ran into an issue the other day. I got soft-locked.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially because I put the videos up on my YouTube channel.
It's getting...
So, it's actually that bad. When the game crashed, it actually deleted the footage I saved of it. And did you see Gerard's video, The Completionist?
Yes.
No, I haven't yet.
Basically, the game's that buggy. When he did New Game Plus, it wiped all his progress. It's a broken game.
So
I definitely cannot recommend it.
Square Enix, you should have delayed it. Square should have delayed it.
I agree.
Yeah. And it's that bad, they just pushed out a patch yesterday.
Yeah, but it's only for the console versions.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not that great of an action adventure.
You haven't played...
How big it is.
Have you played Psychonauts 2 yet?
No, I've not.
That one's out then, so that leaves you with the other three. Which one are you voting on that basis?
I'll probably say Metroid Dread because of Samus's abilities and how fluid she is in this game and the flow of gameplay.
Elliot, what about you?
I'm going to say Metroid Dread. The game ultimately is just a really fun game. A close second would definitely be Resident Evil Village, which is very close to it for like action adventure. But yeah, Dread I had fun exploring. It was really fun with the combat. So yeah, Dread.
I'm so conflicted on this one. I can't decide between Ratchet and Clank and Metroid Dread. I'm going to go Dread, I think. I just think it did a bit more with its action.
I'm honestly surprised you're not going with Ratchet and Clank. I thought that would be a really big one for you.
It's close, but I feel like Ratchet and Clank, you need to go a bit... it doesn't feel as rewarding as Metroid Dread when you get new things and you become really powerful.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the point I was going to make. You're not as rewarded when you go exploring.
Yeah, that's...
Compared to Dread.
Yeah, that's the thing. I platinumed Ratchet and Clank, and it's not as rewarding to go out of your way until you get the Vortex Cannon that lets you drop items from other Sony franchises in.
Yeah.
Oh, no way.
And literally, the only other big thing from Ratchet and Clank was get enough gold bolts to unlock the Keyblade as a weapon.
Yes,
what?
That was a thing.
Yeah. You can unlock the Keyblade?
Yeah.
Wait, which Keyblade? Which Keyblade? The Kingdom Key?
The Kingdom Key.
Yeah.
That is amazing.
So,
that is awesome. I need to play that game now.
So what's your vote? What's the next category you got, Elliot?
1 sec. If I can find it. Games for Impact Award.
Oh, so this is like really making progression in terms of like representation or bringing issues to light.
Yeah.
This one, it's Before Your Eyes, Boyfriend Dungeon, Chicory, Life is Strange: True Colors, and No Longer Home. I have not played any of them, and I do not want to vote for Life is Strange.
God, no, Life is Strange cannot win this.
I'm probably going to skip this one.
Life is Strange will win this, but it shouldn't.
Yeah.
Shouldn't. I think, honestly, actually, the only one of these I've heard of outside of Life is Strange is Boyfriend Dungeon, so I'm just probably going to vote for that. I've heard really good things about that one, in all fairness.
I'll vote for that one just for the meme factor of it.
The only bad thing about Boyfriend Dungeon is one of the voice actors got harassed because of a character he voiced.
Oh no, not again.
Yeah.
For Christ's sakes. If you don't like the character, don't harass the actor.
Yeah,
it's not that fault.
So, Reese, are you going to vote Boyfriend Dungeon as well?
Yeah, because that's the only one I've seen anything else of compared to Life is Strange.
Do you know, I didn't wake up this morning and think, I'd say, Reese, are you going to vote for Boyfriend Dungeon?
Boyfriend Dungeon, the unofficial name of the Anime Amigos.
Next up, best action game. We got Back for Blood. Oh,
No.
fuck me. Chivalry 2, Deathloop. Deathloop, no fucking way with that AI.
No.
Far Cry 6 and Returnal.
Returnal.
Where the fuck is Persona 5 Strikers?
Exactly.
That's the most fun action I've had the entire year.
Yeah, because that is a pure action game.
In that case, actually, here's another thing that should have been that could have been voted in here, and for the best RPG, Nier Replicant.
Yeah.
I must be honest though, I feel like Nier Replicant...
I had a lot of fun with that game, with the combat and everything.
I feel like Nier Replicant wouldn't have had as much of a chance because people are just saying they don't like it as much as Automata because Automata's got way more in it.
Yeah, it's still great. It's still really fun though. I
agree. I never said they were right. I just said that's what people are saying.
That one just sucks. Hell, I will put Scarlet Nexus above most of them.
What about?
I put Monster Hunter Rise in this.
Yeah, I agree. Actually, Monster Hunter Rise.
Absolutely.
Yeah, why not? Yeah, seriously, they got this category really wrong.
Yeah, because with Monster Hunter, you've got over 12 different weapon classes, so every hunter can be unique, and you'll have different gameplay styles.
Seriously.
Yeah, exactly.
Seriously, take out Back for Blood and take out Deathloop and replace that with Persona 5 Strikers and Monster Hunter Rise. You got a pretty good category then.
Absolutely, definitely.
Yes, especially because with Deathloop, it's so listed with its weapon play. All the weapons are pretty much worthless. Even when you get upgraded rarities, because the only thing people use are the powers, not even the weapons.
Returnal would be the best roguelike on the PS5 if Hades wasn't on there as well.
Yeah.
But because Hades officially launched last year, it can't count for this year's Game Awards.
It got its nomination, it got its time in the sun.
And it lost to the worst game of last year.
Let's before send your angry comments to Elliot's YouTube channel.
I don't have one yet. I don't have one I'm using yet.
Send it to his future YouTube channel.
Ha! Joke's on you. I'm not saying the name of it.
Or just send it to mine and I'll forward it to Elliot.
So, what do you got as the next category, Elliot? Because I want to skip the one I've got.
The next one is Best Independent Game.
Best Indie Game. Brilliant.
It is 12 Minutes, Death's Door, Kenna Bridge of Spheres, Encryption, or Loop Hero. And this is where Calvin gets ragey.
Why isn't Ender Lilies nominated?
Ender Lilies 100% should be nominated. I've only seen... Yeah. I haven't played it, I've only seen Calvin play it, and I can happily say, it looks great. It looks fantastic. It should easily be up there.
What about other ones? There is one I really like nominated here, so I've got my vote sorted. It's Death's Door.
Yeah, I'm going to go Death's Door as well.
Because the only other one I've seen is Loop Hero, which is a fun game, but it's not very deep.
The only other one I would probably vote for is 12 Minutes, but that's just because Willem Dafoe's in it.
Oh no, seriously, Elliot, do not vote for 12 Minutes.
Yeah, I'm not going to. As I said, only because Willem Dafoe's in it.
The ending of that game...
Come on, the Green Goblin is in the game.
Yeah, I know that. By the way, if you think Deathloop's ending's bad, 12 Minutes has one of the worst plot twists of a game I've played this year.
Care to explain what it is? Wait 1 sec. Spoilers for 12 Minutes. Skip to whatever time thing Calvin will show on screen if it can be asked.
I'll make sure. Skip ahead of it if you don't want spoilers for 12 minutes. Basically, none of the events have happened. It's all in his head because he's incestually impregnated his sister, and that's who he thinks his wife is.
Excuse me. What?
That's genuinely the ending. None of it happened. It's just all in his head because he's trying to cope with the fact he's incestually impregnated his sister. Elliot's left.
Yep, so that just sounds like an arc of Sword Art Online.
Nah.
What?
We should have gave a warning for that one. That is really...
Okay, who invited Targaryens into that fucking game?
I couldn't, honestly, when I got it, I was like, I've worked my fingers to the bone for hours for this.
Jesus Christ.
Can we, for my, as a reward for me doing that, can we skip best VR/AR game?
Well, have any of us even played any VR games this year?
No.
No.
Let's skip it. We already did innovation and accessibility. Yeah. Oh, best community support.
That's the one after my next one.
Apex Legends, Destiny 2, FF14, No Man's Sky, or Fortnite.
Nah, not sure. No idea.
I'm going to go FF14.
Well, what's it classed as community support? Is that talking to the community or doing updates for the community or DLC?
I think it's...
Is it like, I don't know, maybe it's a community supporting them? I don't know.
I think it's like updating it and communication with the community. And if anything, I'd say FF14's been so good for that this year.
Actually, congratulations, Calvin. After having telling us the ending to 12 minutes, I'm now going to have to have some poppy to calm myself down.
Yep. By
the way, yes.
Poke yourself in the eye.
By the way, yes. This is the same ones I got from AnimeCon. These are the same ones I got from AnimeCon.
Jesus, that was weeks ago.
Months ago.
I've been having it. I've been going through it very slowly, and it's all stuck together.
So, on that basis, what would you go with here, Reese?
I'll probably go with Final Fantasy 14 because it's the only one I've seen of, and the community really enjoys the feedback from the devs.
Elliot, what's the next category, please?
Well, first of all, for that one, I'll probably go with either Destiny 2 or Final Fantasy 14. The next one is one we all love: Best Mobile Game.
I have the same one here.
Mothers of the world, listen up. These are Fantasia, Genshin Impact. Again, should not be up here. Came out last year. League of Legends Wild Rift, Marvel Future Evolution, or Pokemon Unite.
I know what my vote is. Pokemon Unite.
My vote is abstaining because I cannot vote in conscience for Pokemon Unite. They charge $40 for one skin, and it's got 6 different premium currencies.
Yeah, you think that's bad? They charge $50 in Mario Kart World Tour.
Yeah.
God, Nintendo.
$60 for Donkey Kong.
But the difference is, Mario Kart's not listed for the awards. Pokemon Unite is.
Yeah, because it came out in like 2019.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is though, Pokemon Unite was out this year and it's that egregious with microtransactions. I cannot in good conscience vote for it.
I agree, I can't in good conscience vote for it. So let's
the thing that makes it worse, I think, is that the main reason why that's the case is because it was mostly done by Tencent, who are very much known for that kind of scummy business practice.
Okay, shall we presumably, what are you going to do with this one, Elliot?
I'm not going to vote, I don't care.
There's only 2 more categories left now. So, get Best Game Direction. Nominees are Deathloop, It Takes Two, Returnal, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart.
I'm going to go Ratchet & Clank.
So, I'll go Ratchet & Clank.
I'm going to go... Yeah, Ratchet & Clank. It makes so great use of that SSD drive in the PlayStation 5.
And also, Ratchet & Clank, it tells a great story. Like, just the whole direction of the game is just fantastic.
I will say Returnal was very close to getting my vote in this one because it is very clever in how it does what it does.
Yeah.
So, big one now, guys. Game of the Year. 6 nominees again. I got 3 of them right in my predictions. We have Deathloop, It Takes Two, Metroid Dread, Psychonauts 2, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, and Resident Evil Village.
Well, I got 3 right as well. 3 of them I thought would be on there.
Which 3 did you get right, Elliot?
Metroid Dread, Ratchet & Clank, and Resident Evil Village.
That was...
yeah, because those are the 3 I was thinking.
Oh no, I got 4! I got 4 because I said...
you thought Deathloop as well, didn't you?
Yeah, the 2 I got wrong were It Takes Two and Psychonauts 2. I thought it was going to be... The other 2 would be Returnal and Monster Hunter Rise. I'm really surprised Monster Hunter Rise didn't get the nom.
I was completely wrong. Yeah, I thought Monster Hunter Rise would be up there, and the other one I got wrong was I thought Tales from Arise would be up there.
Reese, you must be gutted Monster Hunter Rise didn't get the nom.
Yeah, Deathloop should not be up there. Like, the fan feedback is so bad for that game. The AI is bugged to all hell.
Yeah, but you got to remember, fans don't vote on the nominations; they vote on the picks that the journalists that are doing this take. So, and the Metacritic score was very good for it. So, I feel like it Put it this way: I feel like Deathloop impresses a certain type of game journalist that we just don't fit into that category.
In that case, again, Tales of Arise. That's got like 9s out of 10s all over the board from critics, and it's beloved by JRPG fans.
Yeah, but Deathloop is getting 10 out of 10s, like House of Ashes did.
I'm sorry, that is bollocks. I've been playing Deathloop. It's not a bad game. I want to stress that. I had some fun playing it, but it's a 7 out of 10 at best.
Yeah, after watching Hellion do his Let's Play of it, it's a 5 out of 10 for me. The AI is that broken. The pathfinding is that bad. The game is massively imbalanced with a person who invades you, who has all max weapons.
Oh, no.
Instantly spawn snipe you.
Oh no!
That's all they do. They don't even chase after you. They just snipe you from another from high up.
Do you know what's amazing? I couldn't get invaded once. I actively set up my settings so that I could have the maximum chance of being invaded from our review. No one showed up once. I was actively saying, Reese, if I buy you the game, will you please invade me so I can test this shit out? But I thought I don't have but I wasn't enjoying the game all that much, so I was like, I don't have the heart to buy it for Reese. I don't want to subject him to it.
I could not. I, on the other hand, just could not care less. All the promotion that we got for it just completely killed any interest from me.
It was over-marketed to shit.
Yeah. Like, for Christ's sakes, the reason why I was still interested in Dishonored 2 when that came out, it wasn't over-marketed.
How about
and also, just before we move on, Deathloop is that broken. The current speed run's like over like 10 minutes.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
It's a completely broken game.
A broken game from Bethesda,
PC,
you don't
it's
say.
That bad. On PC, it's that bad. It's got like a 4.8 from fans because of the glitches and the bugs.
Let's please move on to It Takes Two before we piss off more of the Deathloop community.
Which is just a joke.
Quick question with It Takes Two. Does anyone actually remember this game before this?
No. I completely forgot it.
Yeah, not before. I watched the 10-hour Let's Play because it's a long game.
Yeah,
I do not remember. The only reminders I got that it exists is the fact that DA Games playing it.
Do you know what? I downloaded it on Xbox Game Pass when it got nominated, thinking, okay, now I'll give it a try. There is no single player whatsoever.
You can always play it with Bretton.
No, I don't have a second Xbox controller. I don't have that option. And more to the point, I shouldn't have to wait till my mates come over to play a game. That essentially means I am...
Wait, is it online? Is it online multiplayer?
Yes, but it only allowed to do it with friends. You can't do it with randos.
If you want, I guess if you want, I can add you... Is it on Game Pass?
It is on Game Pass, yes, but you have
In that case, I can add it to Game Pass and you can...
Don't, Elliot, don't. You have to sign up for an EA account to get it to work.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but the whole point...
I have to sell my soul to the devil?
Yeah, but the whole point is you can't even play single with like an AI companion. You have to have another person.
And I hate that.
I'd be happy if we got the Triforce Heroes where you can swap between them.
Yeah, but you are literally forced to do multiplayer.
And that to me is why... this is going to be controversial for you two. That to me is why it's the worst choice of these 6.
Yeah. Really?
Because...
actually, you know what? I think I kind of agree. I do not know why it's up there.
Because you can't play it by yourself.
Yeah.
I probably thought, but we need one indie game. That one.
It's not an indie game, I don't think.
It was up for Best Indie.
No, it wasn't.
I'm pretty sure it was.
Double check that one, Elliot.
Oh, no, it's not. Never mind. I thought
I was surprised an indie game didn't get a nom this year, but that...
Yeah.
What about... so, none of us really have... what about Metroid Dread?
Oh, I am very happy it's up there. Of all of these, there's the only one of these that's actually a Game of the Year contender for me.
Metroid Dread is I thought we were going to be. It's so good. I thought we were going to be playing a 2D Metroid for most of the year, and then it comes out with something even better than I was expecting. And it's a phenomenal game. It was like the cherry on top of the sundae for getting that Switch OLED.
Yeah, like as I told you guys before, it's officially in my top 5 favorite Switch games. I loved it.
Reese, I know you loved it because you scored it 9.8 out of 10 in our review.
Oh, I thought it was 9.7 they gave it.
No, it's got 9.8 from what I can see.
Oh, okay. Well, it is fantastic. The only 2 issues I had was being a dyspraxic person trying to do all the different missile controls during combat was near impossible, especially with like Shine Spark puzzles for all the breakable blocks to get all the power-ups was bad. And also the general lack of a sense of direction of where to go next.
Yes, I'll agree with the latter one, definitely.
That's kind of the idea of Metroid Dread, of Metroidvania, though.
Yeah,
but even comparing to the last one, Fusion in the timeline, you had a general idea of what area to go in, because Adam told you, go to this area of the map. Metroid Dread says, find out for yourself.
Honestly, I didn't mind the fact that it didn't really tell me where to go. The exploration, I even said in my review that I generally enjoyed exploring the game. You did get a basic idea, at the very least, on which of the zones to go to. And when you got that aha moment of figuring out where to go, I just felt so much elation then.
What about...
I just felt so much... It just felt so good.
I must be honest, I actually kind of like the missile controls in Dread, but I can understand why some people wouldn't. Also, while we're on the subject, thank you, Reese, for getting me through the final boss fight, because I didn't know you could use the super bomb to get around that attack.
I didn't either. The difference is, I managed to do it without the super bomb.
We are not worthy, Elliot.
I just learned the pattern that the sun went through and tried my best to avoid the attacks that Ravenbeak was doing.
What about you, Reese? How did you figure it out?
Well, I picked up about 5 power bombs throughout the game. Then I thought I may as well just try using them in the final boss. And then I found out it breaks the sun.
Do you know what's amazing?
Yeah, the thing is, I tried using it in the final boss. I figured out, I think it didn't do any damage to the boss, or at least it didn't do that much. So I just figured, I won't bother using it then. And so I didn't.
So, next game is Psychonauts 2. I'm really happy Psychonauts 2 got this nomination, because I really enjoyed it.
It got a lot more nominations in general than I thought it would. I thought Psychonauts was always like that niche little game that, that only had a small, that had a big cult following, but wasn't really widespread.
I thought Ratchet & Clank was going to knock it out of the running for most awards, but I'm quite happy it wasn't.
Yeah.
Reese, you have any thoughts on Psychonauts 2's nomination?
No, just that it does look like a good game, and I'm happy fans got their sequel after so many years.
And
it's widely accepted.
And a good sequel at that. And I've just been informed the final Eureka 7 film's coming out on November the 26th.
Hey.
Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart. Now, me and Reese both really love this game.
Oh, yeah.
Even though during your live streams you completely skipped all the puzzles.
No, I skipped one puzzle because it was getting annoying.
No, you skipped at least 2, Cal.
It's a game for children, Calvin.
Yeah, Cal, it's age 3+.
Do I have a platinum trophy of it?
Well, we don't know. We've not seen any.
I posted it on Twitter. You know I have a platinum trophy of it. Shut your face.
Do you know why I don't have a platinum trophy? Do you know why I don't have a platinum trophy, Calvin? Because I can't find a fucking PS5 anywhere.
Oh, it's so bad about that.
Oh wait, did you not check Argos this morning? There was a stock drop.
Oh, right.
Well, the price are not now, but always keep your eye on Argos.
I'm not. The thing is, I would, but the thing is, I'm not going to be able to buy one this month anyway. I already spent a ton of money this month, so I'm not going to.
What about so with Rift Apart, Reese? What do you think? Is this a worthy game?
Oh, it's definitely a worthy game. The only downside I had was that they don't really lean into the whole Rift mechanic much during the main story.
Yeah,
it's mostly for exploration.
Yeah, I kind of wish they did that a little bit more. But it's a game that really rewards exploration in a way that's phenomenal.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
I was loving doing all the side stuff in it, which is, you know me, I'd only do a side stuff if I'm really enjoying it.
Or just in case the side stuff was easy.
It's not actually no. I found some of it more difficult than the main game.
I mean, I always try to go for as much of the side stuff as I can in whatever game I do, unless I'm like low on time.
Yeah.
Final game is Resident Evil Village. Now, I'm going to be honest. I don't like Village as much as 7.
Same. I mean, at the same time, I'm biased. 7's my favorite Resident Evil game.
What about you, Reese? What do you think of Resident Evil Village?
It is good, but it loses the horror aesthetic from the previous game.
It does.
Essentially 7 meets 4.
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to do. And as soon as you've left the house with the thing that that scared the ever-loving crap out of me.
Yeah, you like that's kind of the funny thing. The funny thing, when the game does go for horror, it succeeds.
But when
just the only problem is that it doesn't go for horror often enough.
Yeah, I mean, as I said, it feels like it's trying to go for some Resident Evil 4 vibe.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, that ending. Oh god, that ending did make me feel very emotional by the end.
It was a brilliant ending. Like, yeah, I did not think we would get an ending that good, but I'm happy we did.
So, guys, what's your vote for Game of the Year out of these 6?
Dread.
Yeah, Metroid Dread for me.
It's so hard for me to choose between Ratchet and Clank and Metroid Dread, but I'm going back and forth. I love Ratchet and Clank's world and story, but I also love that about. Do you know what? I'm going to go Metroid Dread.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but I off the top of my head, Metroid Dread feels a little more right.
Yeah, I think probably for me at the very least, while Metroid Dread I don't think is the best game I played this year, it's the most fun game I played this year. I just played it and it just felt like I was just having so much fun the entire way through.
What are you guys' second choice?
Resident Evil Village.
I'll probably go Ratchet and Clank.
Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah, because also don't forget, Ratchet and Clank has the best credits out of any of these games.
Yes.
Does it? Because I don't think I was there for your final episode of it in the stream tell.
No, it's got a great sing-along with the 2 versions of Dr. Nefarious.
Yeah. And it's even more funny when you realise the new Emperor Nefarious is voiced by the same actor who does Travis from No More Heroes.
Oh my god, that's amazing!
It is so good.
Right, so that's our thoughts on all the nominations. Now we're going to do a little prediction on what we think, how we think the companies are going to go to the Game Awards. I think it's a bit weird to think of the third parties because not all of them show up, but all the console manufacturers do show up. So let's start with Microsoft. How much do we think Microsoft is going to be a presence in a couple of weeks?
Well, I think it's going to be quite big because they've got 20 nominations this year from their studios alone.
True.
Yeah. And also...
So I'm thinking they may drop it, even like a new trailer for Star Citizen.
So I feel like they would do something for Starfield.
That's what I meant, Starfield. I'll be 1 second.
I was
confused I was thinking you said that when you said Star Citizen.
The weird thing is for me about the Game Awards is they don't tend to do update trailers. They tend to want to show a lot of new stuff, so they can
I'm back.
So they can have a big talking point. I don't know. I honestly think, and I'm weirdly on this one, I feel like they bring a trailer for... If they're going to bring a trailer for update on anything, it's going to be a trailer for new DLC for Halo Infinite coming in 2022. What do you guys think?
It definitely needs it because they just dropped the multiplayer for free.
Yeah, and the multiplayer is fantastic. I've been playing a bunch of it. It's been brilliant.
Is that what you were playing with? Is that what you were playing with Yan a few days ago?
No, that was Halo 4.
Right.
Now let us never speak of my terrible Halo playing ever again.
Or the fact that your mic sounded like you were talking into a toaster.
It's the same mic I use for the streams.
I don't know why it sounded so bad.
I was going to say, also, do you guys know why they dropped the Halo multiplayer suddenly?
It was
why?
Well, I heard it was for the 20th anniversary celebration.
No, they missed that. The reason they dropped it was because DICE dropped a Battlefield, and that's been an unmitigated disaster. So they dropped Halo to scoop up the fans.
Oh, wow.
That makes sense. I feel like...
I've heard Battlefield has been a complete disaster, yeah.
It has. Like, unless you watch all the coverage, Angry Joe just did an angry rant about it. Over how
the only video I've seen of it is Young Gears one.
So...
No, I would highly recommend watching Angry Joe's of it.
So, then, let's... So, I mean, you guys could be right. We could be seeing a Starfield trailer at this thing. I feel like... Do you know what? I think they really need to update us a little bit, because we keep hearing this game's fine, but we never see anything of it. Hellblade 2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That really needs to happen. Cool. Yeah. Next company, Sony. What do they bring this year? Because they're a bit iffy about how much they want to talk about the Game Awards.
Maybe a bit more promotion for Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I think they drop a new IP that they're working on. I'm not sure what. Maybe the other game Cory Balrog's working on at Santa Monica, the original IP that he's working on.
I'm also going to say quickly for multiplayer one, I feel like they might drop one more trailer for Elden Ring before that comes out.
I think they will drop an Elden Ring trailer at this thing.
Especially because the network test has just concluded, and that's gone down really well with fans.
So
yeah, I've heard people saying it's been really good.
Yeah. So here's one for you guys. Put me up on this theory. What I'm hearing from Blue Point that have just been acquired by Sony is they're working on 2 games. One of them's a remake of a classic, and another one is an original IP. So if Blue Point's coming to this thing, which one are they showing off, and what do you think the remake is?
I thought, I heard a rumor a while ago, I think from you, really, that you said they were making a remake of Bloodborne. Bloodborne
is what I'm hearing, but I'm also hearing Metal Gear Solid is on the table.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing about, Metal Gear Solid.
I mean, the question is, would Konami be willing to sort of lend that IP to someone else?
I'd definitely say so, because Konami's been licensing out Metal Gear quite a lot, because just look at Metal Gear Survive and the new Pachinko machines.
And I think they're going...
That was still done by Konami.
It was licensed out, though, to another dev team.
It was, yes. And I do also know that Konami is licensing out a lot of their Castlevania stuff to other teams. I feel like they would want to do it with Sony. They want to work with Sony because they've got such a good relationship with Sony. Sony really built their image with their 3 big franchises of Castlevania, Metal Gear Solid, and Silent Hill. On that note, though, is it the time now, considering this is part of Sony, because I've heard this is a PlayStation exclusive, is this the time we see Silent Hill?
It would be cool if we did.
Yeah.
If it is, it has to be the final trailer, I think.
Yeah.
That has to be the closing one. Like, how no one is going to give a crap who wins Game of the Year if Konami and Sony show off their collaboration, a new Silent Hill game.
I mean, I guess it would be like when Nintendo announced Joker being the first DLC character in Smash Bros. It's just like that was a big thing for everyone.
Does anyone even remember what won that year after it?
It was 2018, so God of War.
Correct. The only time my vote actually won.
I mean, Yeah, same with me. Same with me actually. Though I was a bit worried for a little bit because I know Red Dead Redemption 2 got a lot of votes.
So, what about? Is there anything you guys can think of Sony-wise that might get an update or might show? You've already said Horizon Forbidden West might get one. Is there anything else you can think?
There is that confirmation that apparently Naughty Dog are making a remake of The Last of Us 1.
Yeah, but that's well early in development. We won't see that.
Yeah, which I like to know. Really, you only had 2 games in the series, and you're making a remake of it. Actually, have you heard the story behind this?
Yeah, I've heard a bit about this. Yes.
Essentially, the story for why The Last of Us 1 remake is happening is because it was originally going to be done by a smaller team who were originally going to be wanting to make a remake for Drake's Fortune, but that would have costed too much. I don't think Sony was willing to do that, so they thought, you know what, we'll do a simpler one. We'll do The Last of Us We do The Last of Us 1, maybe have it in time for when The Last of Us 2 come out. Maybe put it in a double pack or something. That would be cool. So that's what they tried doing. When Naughty Dog were finished with Last of Us 2, Sony brought some of the people from Naughty Dog to work on it. At first they thought, great, this is going to help. This is going to help us make the game. Then they realized, oh wait, they're not giving us people from Naughty Dog to help work on it. They're giving the project to Naughty Dog, which led to pretty much everyone on the team resigning from Sony.
Yeah, it's such a bad practice that this game has come out from.
Seriously, whoever made that decision, there is a special place in hell for you.
Do you think we see The Last of Us Part 2's multiplayer finally get dropped at this thing?
I think the buzz behind that's just completely dead now.
Yeah, you've missed your chance. You should that should have been out way sooner.
Yeah.
Does anyone? And here's that thing: does anyone even care anymore if Last of Us Part 2 gets multiplayer?
I mean, we all know my opinion on the game. I really don't.
So now it's one of our favorite companies, Nintendo.
Nintendo, the company that we hate but also love.
So with Nintendo, they won't be bringing a Smash character this year. Do they do their usual thing of sort of like showing off a licensed third-party game that they're going to be publishing, or do they actually show it with something really good first-party this year?
I don't know, because Nintendo doesn't normally have much of a presence at the Game Awards. Like last year, I think the only thing we really got from them was confirmation for Sephiroth and Smash.
Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection for Switch was shown off.
Didn't that not come to other consoles though as well?
It did eventually, but it was initially published by Nintendo. So
I'm not sure they never really had that much of a presence at the Game Awards. Is what I'm thinking.
Tell you what I'm thinking, and I'm really scared of, is an update on the new Mario movie with voices.
I don't know if we will get that because we've already gotten know who all the main characters are going to be played by, unless we get something really ridiculous. Matt Lucas is Cranky Kong.
No, but what I think is though, it's set to release next year, isn't it? Near the end of the year.
December 22. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think they can use this as an excuse to show off the first bit of animation with the celebs as the voice actors.
Oh no! Or at the very least, probably have a show them in the booth practicing a line.
Yeah,
doing the lines. Oh my god! Because if that's the case, we'll hear Chris Pratt as Mario.
Can I? Okay, here's a couple I'm thinking of. I feel like it's going to depend on if Nintendo's planning a big direct in January, February, or March, and I think they will have one. But it's what do they want to? If they want to show off something first party, I think there's really going to be an impact. I think they've got 3 options really. They've got Xenoblade Chronicles 3. They've got the new Donkey Kong game. Or they might, or they could show off another look at the Breath of the Wild sequel.
There's one you forgot that I think will be really big. Metroid Prime 4.
Oh, do they show off Metroid Prime 4 on the same night Metroid Dread is nominated?
I personally think if Dread wins, then yes.
I think that would be really cool. That would be really cool.
The reason I'm going to say it's not going to be Metroid Prime 4 is we already know from the sort of like people who know what they're on about and actually have good contacts that Retro Studios has finished or is close to finishing a remaster of Metroid Prime 1. So I think they want to show that off first.
Yeah, and also don't forget Prime 4 has now restarted development like twice.
Yeah, it's...
So we don't know how far along they are.
Does Nintendo want to show off a game that's likely coming out in 2023?
Yeah, because like the average development cycle for like Nintendo game site, 3 years plus.
Ooh.
So if Metroid Prime 4 is restarted twice, I doubt they'll have much apart from like maybe concept art or maybe like a bit of character models.
What about Xenoblade 3?
Yeah, I'm thinking maybe we might get a teaser.
Maybe?
Just like a short little teaser. Remember, we got like a trailer for Breath of the Wild 2 in 2019.
Yeah, but I feel like at this point with everything we're hearing about Metroid Prime 4, I don't think a teaser is good enough. I think they need to show a lot more if they're going to show that game when they have to show off that game again.
Yeah.
And also don't forget Breath of the Wild was in development for the Wii U. So it was in development for a lot longer, so they had more to work with for teasers for the sequel game.
I said Breath of... Yeah, I mean...
Okay, what about Xenoblade 3? Do we think that might show up at this thing?
I don't think it will, because Monolith is still too busy working on Breath of the Wild 2.
From what I've heard, it's almost done. They just that it was meant to come out this year, but it's...
I don't know if they'll announce it at the Game Awards. I can definitely see them doing it at a Nintendo Direct.
Do you think that's more... Okay, let's assume that information is correct. Do we think it's... You think it's Nintendo Direct? Reese, do you think it's more likely Game Awards or Nintendo Direct we see Xenoblade 3 if everything we've heard is correct?
I think it'll either be Direct or E3.
Yeah, because the thing is with the Game Awards, I think with Game Awards, they more show off things as more of a general audience.
Yeah. Definitely.
Thing, because, we got Joker for Smash Bros. We got a couple of Smash Bros. Announcements. However, Smash goes beyond just Nintendo fans. I think Xenoblade is pretty much something that it is exclusively a Nintendo fans game.
Also, you got to remember, those were both the characters they revealed at the Game Awards were both highly popular characters from highly popular series.
Yeah, actually, I mean, if anything, they're more Sony characters than Nintendo.
Yeah, that's why Nintendo accidentally made the better version of PlayStation All-Stars.
Yeah.
I actually...
Whereas the only thing is that there are still some PlayStation fans from Xenoblade, because Xenoblade started on the PlayStation 1.
That's true. So what about Donkey Kong? Donkey Kong is going to... Do you think there's a chance Donkey Kong's at this thing?
I doubt it, because we've not really heard anything official from it.
Yeah, and also... Yeah, and again, I feel like that's more of a Nintendo thing rather than something for general audiences as well.
I feel like Nintendo will have a presence, but they won't have an oh wow presence.
That's normally how it goes, really. Like the last couple of years, the big announcements they had the Smash Bros. Characters.
Okay,
so I'm not really sure what kind of a presence they'll have at Game Awards now the Sora's out.
Yeah, what about shall we talk then Square Enix? Do we finally see a new trailer for Final Fantasy 16?
I think we might, because it's been so long since we saw the last one, which was a pure CGI one.
Actually, I can see that, considering, we did get a PlayStation presentation thing. Can't remember the name now, but that was more for just some of the smaller games and more for updates.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Final Fantasy 16 is a really big game, so I can see that at the Game Awards. Yeah, actually.
I really think they need to, because we've gone over a year without seeing anything, and they kept saying this game is fine, but I think they need to show something off. Like, even the most delayed Final Fantasies had more updates than this.
I mean, you remember how long it took before we finally saw something more Final Fantasy 7 Remake?
Oh, touche.
So at the same time, that was mostly because it was done by Tetsuya Nomura, who at the time was very busy working on Kingdom Hearts 3.
Can we okay, here's a thought. We're definitely agreed FF7 Remake Part 2 is not showing up at this thing.
No, I think it's still a bit too soon.
Yeah.
Is there any... I don't feel like there's anything else Square Enix could really show up with, because they've already revealed the new Star Ocean game they're working on.
Well, yeah, you know what we could show off, Cal?
What?
The remake of the Chocobo racing game.
Do you know, that would actually make me happy.
Actually, what I would really like to see, I don't think we will do, but I'm going to keep saying it every time we mention Square Enix until we finally do Dragon Quest 12.
Yeah.
Do you know, it wouldn't surprise me if they did show off a bit more of it, but at the same time, how much of the Japanese audience is viewing the Game Awards, I think will really be a factor in it.
Yeah.
We've already
I could definitely see it more happening in a Nintendo Direct or Square Enix Presents, but as I keep saying, I'm going to keep calling it until we eventually get it. We have to at some point. I just want that game out so bad.
Now,
yeah, especially because Final Fantasy is such a worldwide phenomenon compared to Dragon Quest.
Now,
yeah, like our reaction to Banjo-Kazooie was their reaction to Hero.
Exactly. So, on that basis, we got two... there's another couple of companies I'm thinking of talking about. Capcom. Do we see something like Street Fighter 6, the new Resident Evil Retribution game? Stop emailing me. Or
I feel like if we get anything from them, it'll be Resident Evil 8 DLC.
What about a bit more of a look at Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak?
Yeah, I definitely think there could be that. Because there has been like rumours of network testing in Japan behind the scenes on it.
Oh, and that could be a thing saying we're going to give you a public beta in January or something like that.
Because before every new Monster Hunter game or expansion, we have had a public beta.
Did we get a public beta for the original Monster Hunter Rise pre-release?
Yeah, we did.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I could believe that they would announce a Sunbreak's DLC, especially considering that Monster Hunter Rise is not nominated for Game of the Year. So it's not as if it's going to influence...
Which, again, it's a crime against humanity.
I agree. Take out It Takes Two and Deathloop and replace them with Monster Hunter Rise and Returnal, and that would have been a much better category.
Yeah.
No, I'd say Monster Hunter Rise and Tales of Arise.
That would have been great as well, actually. I'll give you that one. That would have been even better. I give you that. What about... Okay, so the other thing from Capcom is Street Fighter 6. Is this the time we see it?
I mean, are they still doing support for Street Fighter 5?
Yeah, but they've already announced they're doing a thing for the final character coming in. They're going to want to move on to 6 soon. And
I think they're going to... I feel like maybe they'll wait until they've stopped doing support for Street Fighter 5 to announce anything about 6.
Yeah, we know 6 exists because it was on that leaked Capcom memo. Same with Resident Evil Retribution 3. Next company I want to talk about is Atlas. Now, Atlas all said the next part of the Persona 25th anniversary would come about in December. Do we think we see the Persona 6 reveal trailer at this?
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a very tough one.
Or a better question will be, will it value Persona 5 on Switch?
Better question.
Oh my god. I would want that more than Persona 6.
We know...
Something I feel like would be... I doubt we're going to get it. But I would like to see something maybe for the next chapter of Persona 5. Because I think because the ending of Strikers, I think, sort of teased that we are getting one last thing with it.
Yes, I think one of the 7 projects that Atlas is working on for Persona's 25th anniversary is another part of the Persona 5 story. So, and I don't think the Game Awards would be Game Awards have already proven they're very open to doing Persona sort of promotion at it. So,
Considering the fact that, especially after Persona 5, it's gone from like kind of a niche sub-series from the SMT series into becoming like one of the major JRPG franchises.
Yeah, because once Persona 3 came out, it almost completely eclipsed SMT in the West.
I thought that was more Persona 4 that did that.
No, Persona 3 Persona 3 got it started. Persona 4 was the final nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
So on that basis, Reese, what do you think? Likelihood Persona 6 or something new Persona gets shown off at this thing?
I think there is a high chance, considering in previous years we have seen Joker for Smash. So everyone always has Persona on the mind when it comes to Game Awards now.
I feel like...
I can see something for Persona related coming out. You're not sure enough.
I feel like Persona's 20th anniversary has hit a bit of a wall. It's kind of, they just had the website. They're starting to run out of momentum. They need to kick it back into gear. The Game Awards, feels like the right time and place to do it.
Yeah, especially because there's only so many plushies, but Morgana plushies Cal can buy to build hype.
For the love of God!
I don't think even. I mean, you say that, but in all honesty, if he had more than one Morgana plushie, I would be begging him for one.
I haven't actually got a Morgana plushie, annoyingly.
Or just not one you would admit.
Oh, shut up. It's bad. That's why I didn't say the other day I bought the Morgana DLC for Super Monkey Ball. Because I knew that this would lead to these jokes.
You want to
facts, Cal.
Folks who only watch Professionally Unprofessional, you want to know where these jokes come from? Watch Anime Amigos.
Or the Calvin and Ren Let's Plays. So, here's the... okay, let's think. Other companies. Sega. Does Sega show off a new trailer for Sonic Frontiers?
I don't know.
I personally think it might, because they've just had the name change. So they might want to build up hype for it.
Well, they haven't officially name changes. They've just trademarked that name, and people are assuming that's the title. It sounds right if this is a Sonic open world game.
Yeah, especially it's going for what was it originally? Sonic Rangers, was it?
Sonic Rangers was the working title, apparently, because they found that name in the file for the trailer. Data miners found that name.
I mean, who knows? Maybe they'll be promoting a new Sonic series.
Oh yeah,
that's that TV series.
The Netflix series, yes. They could show off something for that. I feel like Sega's going to have some presence here.
Or maybe they'll have the announcement of Chris Pratt is Sonic the Hedgehog.
Oh God, no!
Yes.
Charlie Day is Tails, and David Williams is Eggman.
Brian Blessed as Eggman, that would sell me on it.
Just imagine him saying that damn hedgehog.
Yeah, and he also needs to build up hype after fans were let down with Idris Elba as Knuckles because of what he said in an interview.
Oh yeah, because he said Knuckles won't be sexy.
Oh come on!
And all the fans started crying.
Here I come.
Look at Knuckles. How can that not be sexy?
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. They call me Knuckles, and like Sonic, I don't chuckle. I rather flex my muscles.
Ladies and gentlemen, the one rapper more white than Vanilla Ice.
Exact. I will die on that fucking hill. I love that Knuckles theme. Again, Knuckles is an iconic character because he was put as the assist trophy, one of the 2 assist trophies from Sonic.
The other one being Shadow.
The other one being Shadow.
Yeah,
I remember in the days of Brawl and for Wii U, I was a little gutted when Shadow was a assist trophy because I wanted him as a playable character.
Yeah, especially because not even Tails, who's been like the longest side character, was an assist trophy before Knuckles and Shadow.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were wanting Eggman.
Sidebar, I want Tails a lot more than Eggman for Smash, just because he's the big, well-known... Him and Luigi are the big sidekick characters in gaming. Have them fight.
How would you have him play them? Because the only way I could think is like with his rope, is with his mech. his robots, which are always gigantic.
Yeah, you could implement a few of his moves from the Game Gear games that he had, his solo Game Gear games, where he used a few gadgets and things.
Maybe the Final Smash could be a reference to a Mean Bean Machine,
or get the tornado out.
Yeah.
Or just have him in his robot shouting, "You know what to say?
The more the merrier." Oh god, we got a bit crossfire there because I was mentioning Tails as an option. You were going Eggman. So, okay, what other we've already talked From Software. We think there will be a new Elden Ring trailer.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
Another company I think could be Konami with a trailer for Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel.
I could believe that. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Especially because they just had the beta for Cross Duel come out.
We've got
that got a ton of promotion.
We've got to mention the elephant in the room, I'm afraid. Activision Blizzard. Do they show their pathetic, sorry faces at this?
If they show up, then they should be booed off stage.
I'm gonna. If they do show up, it'll just be some. Let's be honest, it'll just be some Call of Duty related.
I've got a horrible feeling they're going to try and win back public support by showing Overwatch 2 at this.
Yeah, but it's just so funny though with the fallout what happened to McCree, where they changed the name because of who he was named after, and now they named him after a female porn star instead.
Oh God! Kill me now!
From one extreme to the other.
Kill me now! It's okay. So that obviously we're not seeing Crash or Spyro because their studios are dead.
Yep.
Sadly, very sadly.
Especially with Board Toys for Bob game bought up by Activision.
And now Vicarious Visions are gone, and
yep.
Just like
so,
that just put out Call of Duty shit. Which, let's be honest, who the hell cares?
Well,
who the hell cares about the next game in the Haddock series?
Good news for you then on this one, Elliot. Vanguard is down 40% in UK sales compared to last year's Call of Duty at the same time.
What? Yeah. Can't say Vanguard has gone down in sales? Oh, we really expected me to not do that joke.
No, I wasn't. I was expecting it. So, what? I think the only other studio we haven't mentioned really is EA and Bethesda.
Well, Bethesda would just show up with Microsoft, really.
Yeah, they will.
Yeah,
so
we already said Starfield.
Oh, Ubisoft. We never said Ubisoft. Does Ubisoft show up at this thing?
Oh, something from Mario Rabbids.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see a new show off of that one. Maybe they'll show off that Assassin's Creed live service game they're thinking of doing.
If they do that, they'll be laughed out the room.
Exactly. So, honestly, Reese, on your one, I really hope Activision Blizzard show up now, just so we can have a chance to vocally show them exactly what we think about them.
Yeah. Because that's part of the reason YouTube is taking away the dislike function to protect corporations like this from backlash.
Exactly.
Yeah, like here's the annoying thing. This is why this won't work. They say it is to stop bullying, but the content creators can still see the dislike button.
Exactly.
It's just a shameless plug. Hey, YouTube, rather than trying to figure out ways to make money, actually try fixing your fucking phone app. There's so many problems with this thing.
It's a classic. We won't show you how. It's a classic. We can now say, look how many likes we've got, and we don't have anything to show off why that's not true.
Yeah.
So,
but the community's already found the workarounds. So now instead of disliking it, they're just going to comment the word dislike.
Yeah, that's kind of the funny thing. If they wanted to do like we're going to do it to stop bullying, they would get rid of the comment section. Those places are horrible.
Well, most channels do get rid of them already.
Exactly. Yeah. I feel like
if you look at corporations, they're almost never allowed. They're always disabled.
So, before we get too off topic, do we think it's a big? Do we think Mass Effect shows another trailer at this thing? I think that's the only EA thing I can see showing up.
Maybe. Unless they decide to do I don't know, will FIFA Ultimate Team be out by that point?
Yeah, they will, so there's no point.
Okay, yeah, they won't be doing anything with that.
Now,
let's advertise next year's FIFA, really.
Now, here's the thing. We've all said we think... do we think... how big do we think the first and final trailers are going to be at this thing?
That's a... I feel like the big one will probably be the last trailer, if there is any.
What about you, Reese?
Yeah, same. I think that the want to end on a high note.
The thing for me is the Game Awards are always, for me, that if you did the trailers in reverse, you'd have a great show. So I think the first trailer is going to be the best one. So obviously we're going to do a podcast about all the trailers and our thoughts on who won Game of the Year the day after the Game Awards when we've woken up.
So the 10th, right?
Yes. For the record.
Because Game Awards are on the 9th, so it'll be the 10th for us.
Yeah.
But there will be another podcast before that, because on the at the minute we're planning for on the 7th, we're gonna do a podcast about Smash Ultimate.
Yep.
And
now that all the DLC is finally out,
so we're going to give our thoughts on Smash Ultimate. But also keep in mind we've got an Anime Amigos next Friday. And there will be another, and of course we will be doing the next Anime Amigos in, and we'll also be doing one in December. And don't forget to check out our mine and Ren's playthroughs of games.
Also, don't forget to read our game reviews. We're uploading when we can. I don't know how long it'll take me to do my Shin Megami Tensei review, seeing as I'm 12 hours in and I've only just gotten past Numa.
I'm finishing off my review of Forza 5, so that should be out soon.
Yep, and I need to get started on my new Brilliant Diamond review, and that arrives tomorrow.
Same.
Same.
I'm going with Pearl for my one.
And also all the PokeTubers are now doing live streams because the embargo's lifted. And
also the fact that you can what a lot of people are doing now is they're getting Australian eShop accounts.
Yeah.
So what that does is it means you can play the game much earlier.
I mean, we can't do that. We're getting physical versions.
Yeah, I'm getting physical as well.
Yeah. If I remember, one of you's doing Diamond, the other's doing Pearl. I'm just gonna flip a coin and see which one I review.
I'm taking Pearl because I get Lugia and Zapdos, and that's what two other legendaries I wanted.
Yep, and I'm taking Diamond because I have all the other exclusives.
In that case, again, I'll just I'm planning on streaming it at some point when I finally get around to streaming, which. I mean, I should be doing test streams very soon. I just got myself a second monitor, and that was the last thing I needed, really.
I'm going to use the second game I get to do for the first time ever do something I've wanted to do for ages. I'm going to do a one type of Pokemon challenge.
One type.
Yep.
Oh no, you should go with Alpha Rad's thing. Use only one Pokemon.
All right. Well, we'll see you guys next time. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you very much for listening to us. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah. Goodbye, everyone.
Yeah.